Hello everybody and welcome back to part 6 of my Twisted Tales Let's Play. So, a lot has happened over the course of this series and I'm going to be doing a brief catch-up, just showing each of the households and where they're at. In the last episode, we had Cinderella talking to the princes and she used her jealousy potions, which didn't go super great, but also didn't completely fail. So yeah, but I'm just gonna quickly go through the households in map view, just so you might be able to get a little bit of a refresher at where everyone is at in this Let's Play. So obviously the main household is the Charming family. We have King Charming and his sons, Prince Robin and Hunter, and also a new visiting dignitary, Merida, and she is just visiting. She does not actually live with them as of yet. But Prince is basically the froofy one. He isn't in a serious relationship with anyone. None of the princes are yet. But he had a crush on Rapunzel. He has fallen out with her. Now he has a crush on Cinderella. And that's basically his whole thing. He likes, prim girls, though, but, he's starting to fall for Cinderella. Robin is basically this Let's Play's Robin Hood, except instead of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, he steals from the treasury and gives back the people's tax money. He doesn't really like anyone yet, but him and Merida are getting along well as friends. And then there is Hunter, who is the youngest. He's going to age up in the next episode. And he is, has a crush on Odette, who is in this household. She is currently gone. But he does not know that Odette is a vampire, and he is a vampire hunter, so he wouldn't be impressed if he did find out. So that's their deal. Then the fairy godmother hasn't been a big part of the Let's Play yet, but she is sort of there as a resource for other Sims to have their wishes granted. She is the one who made the jealousy potions for Cinderella. And Cinderella's household. The stepbrothers are kind of there just as a backdrop to the story. They're not mean to Cinderella, she just pretends that they are so she gets sympathy from the princes. Her whole deal is she wants to make Robin and Prince Charming angry at each other, then she wants to marry Prince Charming in order to take over the kingdom so she can have lavish parties and a mansion and all that sort of stuff. And then we have the Swan Lake household, who we will be playing today, but not at the beginning. Odette has been turned into a vampire by Odile, and their deal is that Odile, Odette ran away from home when she was a teen, and Odile took her in under the guise of wanting to help, but then instead turned her into a vampire so she would have less competition because she also is interested in Hunter Charming. Rapunzel is unflirty, she's a loner, her mom is not evil, she just likes to stay in the tower because she can. And thus far, she has broken Prince Charming's heart, and that's about it, but in this episode, we'll get to see a lot more of her. And then finally, the Mad Hatter household. His deal is he is looking for his Alice. If you've been keeping up, you know that Annalise used to be part of this household. She is just in this one here now. But since then, off camera, he has realized that Annalise isn't the Alice he's looking for, and that he is now back on the hunt to find his Alice. If this sounds confusing to you, or if you haven't seen the previous episodes, I recommend that you go watch them now and then come back to this video. But I just wanted to give you guys a refresher because I know a lot has happened. We've been jumping households a lot, but I'm going to get right into the video. Sorry for the long intro. I'll put a place where you can skip in the description. But we're going to start by playing the Hatter household, actually. And like I said, he has decided to let Annalise go after discovering that she is not his Alice, who doesn't actually exist. Remember, Alice is not a real person. He just thinks that she is. So keep that in mind. Okay, so here we are. It is 9:30 in the morning. And since he has just let Annalise go, he wants to pursue the next person who he believes will be his Alice. He has had an eye on Rapunzel for a long time, as you guys might know, and now he's finally going to go visit her and confront her and maybe even kidnap her to see if he can find out if she is his Alice. And he's probably watching the television to see what festivities are going on, and he knows the masquerade ball will be tonight. So he knows that if he can't find Rapunzel at her house, that he can go to the ball and hopefully she will be there. But let's travel. And he's actually good friends with Annalise. I think Annalise feels sorry for him. Pretty sure she's a good sim, so that's good, I guess. At least she didn't. He didn't develop a negative relationship because he kidnapped her. I think Annalise realizes what he's going through, that he's lonely, and that she didn't want to like call the authorities on him or anything, but she probably did tell a couple people about it. But she has not had time to warn Rapunzel, so Rapunzel does not know what's coming. But he's gonna go visit her, and luckily she is at... Alright, so here we are. Let's find Rapunzel first, and then I want to check where their relationship is actually at. Out of curiosity, maybe they're already friends, maybe she doesn't like him very much. That might determine how this whole situation goes. Also, he does need to be careful of Mother Gothel, because Mother Gothel is extremely protective of Rapunzel. So he doesn't want to look fishy in front of Mother Gothel, and he doesn't want her to catch him kidnapping Rapunzel. But she isn't home right now, so that's lucky for him. But we're gonna find Rapunzel. She's probably in her room. Oh no, she's at the computer. That's okay. We'll go talk to her, and let's just throw confetti, because that's something the Mad Hatter would definitely do, and get to know her. A lot of these interactions are actually for Masquerade Day, which is kind of cool. We can ask about her day, and it looks like their relationship is very low. They don't really know each other. I think Rapunzel wouldn't like him being here because she is a loner, so she wouldn't want practically a stranger coming into her house and talking to her. She likes to hide away, and I think she was finally feeling relieved that she didn't have to go to as many festivities, and here comes the Hatter engaging her in socialization once more. He's gonna tell her a funny story, and I think he's gonna start out being quite friendly, but as he talks to her more and more, I think he's gonna be like, maybe this is Alice. I think that she is. And then he's gonna try to kidnap her, and we'll see how that goes. Let's have a deep conversation. So maybe he's talking about like, oh, I'm so lonely and I need someone to keep me company. The funny thing is, I'm almost certain he's gonna be able to get Rapunzel kidnapped without Mother Gothel noticing, which is the main obstacle. But the funny thing is, I don't think that Rapunzel is going to mind, because as long as she doesn't have to talk to that many people, then she doesn't care. And the Mad Hatter realized she's lazy. I don't know if that would be a red flag for him that she isn't Alice or not, but I think he still has it in his head that he needs to at least take her back to his place to interrogate her and make sure for sure that she's not his Alice, if indeed that's the case. Like, he wants to be sure because he misses Alice even though she doesn't exist. He has this idea of this person he met and he can't get over her. It's so sad, but also he is a little bit of a creep, so if some bad things come his way, it's not necessarily uncalled for either. It's not a good thing to be kidnapping young women. and taking them to your house without their permission, obviously. I mean, that should go without saying. He's a bit of a creep. But, like, they're getting along pretty well, so actually ask to move in. I wonder if we should do that so that it's actually a little bit of skill involved rather than me cheating her in. I think I'm going to do that for him when he tries to kidnap people from now on, because if it doesn't work, then we'll take that as a failed kidnap attempt. Did she even... I don't think he asked, because it doesn't have any moodlets or anything to suggest that it failed, so let's just do it again. I think it's just because she stood up to leave. Okay, so asked to move in. Let's see if this works. And what does she say? Okay, so it worked. So that means his kidnap attempt was successful. Now he has to get her out without Mother Gothel noticing. And then he's going to lock her in his little room. And I think she's going to be a bit more okay with it than he wants. Because he would think that Alice has been hiding. So why would she come willingly with him? And poor Mother Gothel won't know what happened when she gets back, unless she arrives just in time to stop the Mad Hatter from his schemes, but I don't know if that will happen. Also, I do want to keep an eye on the in-game time, so I might be pausing it a little bit, because I do still want to play with another household this episode, and also I want the masquerade to not go as late as the other parties have. So it's 1 p.m., for some reason it says Rapunzel isn't here. Let's just bring her here. And, yeah, sorry, I was saying it's 1 p.m., so I am probably gonna just take her back to the Mad Hatter's place quickly, and then they'll, sort out the situation. Rapunzel's gonna discover that she has her new room, and that he's gonna lock her in there, and then he'll maybe interrogate her a little bit. Maybe he'll try to flirt with her. He's a flirty sim, and like I said in earlier episodes, his Alice is a young adult, so this isn't that creepy. He's just a little flirty, so, and also creepy, but like he's not hitting on young girls or anything, which would be a problem. So we're gonna send them home now. And then, yeah, he's gonna show her his house and talk to her about the Alice situation for the very first time. And she'll finally realize why he's been hanging around so much. I just quickly want to say that I'm sorry if the audio is a little bad. I have to have the window open because it's hot in here. It's like 1,000,000 degrees. So if you hear like cars and stuff, that's why, but I could not record in the heat otherwise. So I apologize for that. But here we are. Rapunzel has settled down on the couch since she's a lazy sim, and we are gonna go and lock her in her room. So let's do an impression just to get her attention, and then we're gonna add her to a group. We're gonna say, "Come follow me," because you don't have a choice, and then we're gonna go here together. So this is the room Rapunzel will be sleeping in. He also has kitted it out with a toilet, a sink, and a fridge, so that way she will have everything she needs to live. She might get a little stinky, but at least she can wash her hands and brush her teeth. But this is where she has to be staying now, and why isn't she following? I think she should be. There she is. She just got stuck. There we go. Okay, they're just gonna talk outside the door first. That's okay. And she just kneels on the floor. That's a very Rapunzel thing, I feel. Like, he's gonna get to know her. That's gonna be a little bit of interrogation right there. And then they're gonna go here together again. And he's gonna say, "Oh, yes, I see. You're that type of a person. Oh, I think it's because it's locked for everyone but the Mad Hatter. That's my bad. Okay. Let's see. Just go in there, Rapunzel." I'm not going to be controlling Rapunzel as much as the Hatter, because I don't want to cheat anything. Like, I don't want to cheat their relationship up or down at all. I just want to focus on one of them at a time. I'll control Rapunzel if I need to, though. So it's going to be locked for everyone but the Mad Hatter. And now he's going to get right into the interrogation. Oh, he needs to use a washroom. Okay, I'll look through this for a good interaction while he does that. Maybe he will debate the existence of vampires, because maybe Alice doesn't believe in vampires. So if she doesn't believe in vampires also, that would mean that she's more like Alice or something like that. I don't know. I want her to stay here longer than Annalise did because she's a main character and it's going to be a little bit more interesting. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so he's going to get to know her again. He's going to try to find out all of her traits so that he can see if she's like Alice. And I think that he already is starting to know that he's not going to find his Alice. And she's unflirty, and Alice is a little bit unflirty, so he's kind of like, he's discovered all her traits, but he's still not sure. And I think he is starting to realize that his Alice might not even exist, but he's just so desperate that he wants Rapunzel to be Alice. So he's gonna start a rumor, see if she falls for it. Maybe he's like hinting at, oh, in Wonderland things have been happening and she doesn't know what that is. And we're just gonna do one more interaction and then we're gonna switch households. Let's do a deep conversation. Maybe Alice would be good at deep conversations or something like that. I think he's just trying to get to know her really well before he gives up, because he really does not want to give up. And it's sad. Maybe we'll actually, hold on. Okay, Annalise. Oh, that's a little inappropriate, but the Sims don't know what they're doing. Okay, we're gonna do one pickup line before we switch households, and we'll see if she likes it, which she probably won't because she's unflirty, but maybe she just likes the Hatter. Maybe she likes being in his house. Who knows? Oh, that's surprising. She went for it. She didn't get a flirty, like a heart. Oh, she did get a heart. Wow. That was surprising. So maybe maybe she'll be the one to help the Hatter change his ways. But yeah, we're gonna switch now, and wow, yeah. I'll see you guys back in Odette's household. Alright, so we are in the Swan Lake household now. I only want to spend until 8 p.m. at the most with them, but I did think that their characters need a little bit more development before the next part, and you'll see why when that comes up. But it is Odette's birthday today. It's also Hunter's birthday today, but we're not aging him up until the next episode. But it's Odette's birthday, so she is gonna sit here, and Odile isn't a horrible person. She's still gonna make her a cake, even though she's not a good cook. She's just gonna do a hamburger cake, because that's all she knows how to make. And, she will maybe be a little bit nicer to Odette today. She did turn her into a vampire because she was too pretty, though, so she's a very jealous sim. She's not a nice person, but I think that after living with Odette, because of Odette is just so nice, I think she's starting to feel a little bit bad for having turned this innocent girl into a vampire. But at the same time, she really wants to marry Hunter, and she knows that Hunter likes Odette. So she's not completely horrid. I think that Odette is softening her a little bit. She is making this cake, and then Odette is going to have her birthday. And I think Odette, she really wants her birthday to be great, and she knows it's the masquerade, so I think that she wants to try to get on Odette's good side, so that, or I mean Odile's good side, sorry, so that she might be able to go to the masquerade, and we'll see how high the relationship gets. I'm gonna pause it here for a second. If their relationship gets to about a quarter of the way or higher, I think Odile is going to feel bad for having locked up Odette and turned her into a vampire and all that, and she's gonna let her go to the masquerade anyway, and they're going to have an honest competition to see who can fall in love with Hunter. But if it doesn't get above a quarter of the way before 8 p.m., then she's not going to let Odette go, and Odette will either have to sneak out or she won't be able to go at all, which would be a tragedy because I ship Odette and Hunter, as you guys all know. But the cake is done, so let's add some candles. Oh, it won't let me. Okay, now it should. Let's add some birthday candles. Don't you dare. Okay, good. I was just making sure it was doing the right interaction. Sometimes I eat it before you can do anything. But Odette is going to blow out the candles, and then she is going to try and convince Odile to let her go to the masquerade ball. And the masquerade is after 8 p.m., which is a problem for Odette because she turns into a vampire after 8 p.m., meaning that she will have to go in her vampire form. But because it's a masquerade, she might just say that it's her costume, and hopefully people will buy it. So that will be risky, but that's what I want to do, just to let you guys know. And there we go, she's aging up. Perfect. Now, her traits are erratic and gloomy. So for her last trait, I thought she was good. Okay, I guess not. But okay, for her last trait, she's definitely going to be a good, because that is what I thought was one of her traits to begin with. But that is perfect. Okay, so now she is going to talk to Odile, and she's going to get to know her. Don't dismiss her evil ways. We want to be on her good side. And we're gonna maybe recall her mortal life, make her feel a little bit guilty, but not terrible. Hold on, I'm gonna move this because I want to take some screenshots, hopefully. There. Just stay over there. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's see these two if they get along. They're actually not a bad pair, other than the fact that Odile is evil. I think that Odette just tries to get along with anyone, and Odile doesn't necessarily not like her. I think she's just jealous of her looks. These two might end up being good friends, actually, at the end of this, if Odile warms up to her soon enough. Otherwise, things could go the other way and they could be enemies, but things are going pretty well. Their relationship bar is going up steadily. We only have like an hour more though. So we're gonna ask her about her day, and we're gonna complain about, no, let's gossip. I think she would like to gossip. She's a dramatic kind of girl, I believe. Discuss her interests. Odette really knows how to get along with people, which is good for her. She's not as charismatic as Cinderella, obviously, but I think that she has a lot of skill when it comes to getting to know other Sims, even if they have a ton of differences. And yeah, it's getting towards 8 p.m. and they're almost there. I would consider it like there. Okay, so like a couple more interactions, tell an engaging story. No, Odette, don't walk away. Gossip, and let's tell a gross joke. Maybe Odile has a little bit of a sense of humor. After all, we will see. But we're nearly there. We might actually get there just on time. And I'd consider it done. So that means that Odette can indeed go to the masquerade in the next episode. That is exciting. And yeah, Odile is going to decide to have a bit of an honest competition with Odette and to see which one of them can win Hunter's heart. And because Hunter is also aging up into a young adult at the party, that means that Odile, who is also a young adult, can now start pursuing him romantically rather than just a friendly relationship, But let's see how each of them are doing. So Odette is actually more of a friend to Hunter than she is to Odile, because yeah, she talked to him quite a bit. They even had a bit of a romance, but I think that cooled off. And Odette doesn't have as good of a relationship with Hunter as she does with Odette, or I mean Odile. Odile doesn't have as much of a relationship with Hunter as she does with Odette. So that's a little interesting. Maybe she'll feel bad about her evil ways, actually, and maybe she'll let Odette take Hunter because she sees that Hunter and Odette are actually better couple than she would be with Hunter. But we'll see. She is still evil. She is still a snob and whatever, and romantic, so she does want to marry Hunter, but I think she might actually eventually outgrow this trait, and I think that would actually be a nice happy ending for her. But we'll see. If Hunter figures out Odette is a vampire, it's still game over. There's still a whole bunch more that could go wrong or right, so keep your eyes out for a next part. Please subscribe if you haven't to stay updated. Please give it a like if you liked, and yeah, I'll see you in the next part. Bye!